Before you grab another smart TV from Walmart, you might want to hear this. Beneath the rock-bottom prices and slick displays is a world of hidden costs, short-lived screens, mysterious malfunctions, and worse, devices that could be spying on your family right now. FBI warnings, scam pop-ups stealing gift cards, and malware like Badbox have all targeted the same cheap Android models found on these shelves. Don't buy another smart TV from Walmart until you watch. This isn't just a warning, it's your chance to see what Walmart and the manufacturers never mention. What's the real price of those deals? And could your next TV leave you paying with more than just cash? On is Walmart's secret weapon in the TV aisle. The logo is everywhere, but the real story is hiding behind the packaging. On isn't a classic electronics brand. It's a private label, owned outright by Walmart and sold only in their stores. That low price tag? It's the result of a global assembly line, not a miracle of engineering. Walmart hands off the building job to overseas giants like Compal Electronics in Taiwan and TPV Technology in China. These companies aren't household names, but they're responsible for churning out millions of budget TVs every year, including ON. The process is all about speed and savings. Walmart sends specifications, screen size, smart features, whatever looks good in a flyer. The ODM handles everything else: design, sourcing, assembly. Once the TVs roll off the line, they're loaded onto ships bound for US ports and Walmart's distribution centers. Here's the kicker. The moment those TVs pass inspection at the port, most of the risk shifts. Compal and TPV are off the hook for anything that happens from there on out. Warranty support, recalls, and customer headaches all land squarely on Walmart's shoulders. The manufacturer's name rarely appears anywhere, except for a tiny import label on the back. The warranty card? That's all Walmart. And when it comes to firmware or software updates, the ODM's job is mostly done after shipping. Updates, if they come at all, depend on Walmart's priorities, not the builders. This is how the shelf price drops so low. But it's also how corners get cut before the TV even leaves the factory. At the heart of Walmart's low sticker price is a relentless drive to squeeze every cent out of the build. On TVs and many of their budget rivals are assembled with cost as the North Star. That means cheaper power boards, basic backlights, and plastic housings that flex if you so much as nudge the screen. Component selection is dictated by bulk deals, not performance. The result? Panels that come from the lower end of the factory yield, HDMI ports that sometimes skip the latest standards, and speakers that sound like a phone on speaker mode. Quality checks aren't rigorous. Acceptance rates for minor defects are higher than what you'd find with Samsung or Sony. In manufacturing lingo, Walmart's acceptable quality limit is set looser. More dead pixels, more uneven lighting, more units slipping through with cosmetic flaws. The focus isn't on longevity or premium feel. It's about hitting a price that looks unbeatable in a weekend flyer. Even the software gets the cut-rate treatment, with minimal testing and rare updates once the TV leaves the warehouse. The end product might look sleek in the box, but under the surface, every shortcut adds up. These aren't TVs built to last a decade. They're built to survive the return window and little more. For shoppers, the real cost isn't just on the price tag. It's in the hidden trade-offs. More repairs, more replacements, more frustration down the road. Buy a budget smart TV from Walmart, and you might want to keep the receipt close. Early breakdowns are the rule, not the exception. Owners describe HDMI ports that quit within months, remotes that stop working before the first set of batteries runs out, and screens that fade to black just after the return window closes. The pattern is as clear as it is frustrating. The cheapest sets, especially ON, RCA, and Scepter, rack up complaints about sudden audio dropouts, flickering backlights, and system freezes that force a hard reset. Consumer forums are littered with stories. One buyer picked up an ON TV on Black Friday, only to have the sound start buzzing by month 3 and the screen die by month 6. Another grabbed a JVC model on sale, then watched the apps crash and 2 pixels burn out within the first year. The most consistent feedback? These failures almost always happen just outside the basic warranty, leaving shoppers stuck with a dead screen and no easy fix. Service centers and warranty administrators back up the story. Discount TVs under $400 are up to 80% more likely to need repair or replacement in the first 2 years than pricier brands. The best available estimates put the early failure rate for Walmart's budget models at 10 to 14%, about double what you'd see with Samsung or Sony. The most common culprits: screen dimming, backlight loss, HDMI port failure, and frozen software. And because there's no official, public defect database, the real numbers may be even higher. For shoppers, that bargain price tag is starting to look a lot more expensive. Try getting a budget TV fixed under warranty, and you'll find out just how much that low price really costs. The process starts with a maze of phone calls, first to Walmart, then to a third-party service center, then back to Walmart again. Each agent reads from a script, asking for serial numbers, photos of the broken screen, and receipts you probably tossed after setup. If you make it past the first round, you'll be told to ship the TV back, at your expense, because in-home service is almost never included for sets under $400. More than one buyer has spent $50 just to send a $120 TV across the country for inspection, only to be told the issue isn't covered due to physical damage or unauthorized use. One shopper described a dead own-end TV after just 8 months. The warranty team insisted on a detailed video of the problem, then offered a replacement only if the original box could be found. Long gone, of course. Another customer with a flickering RCA waited 3 weeks for a response, then got a $25 Walmart gift card as a resolution. Meanwhile, the broken set was still sitting in his living room, unfixable. Walmart's own policy buries key restrictions in the fine print: shipping fees, proof of purchase, and a strict 30-day return window. After that, you're at the mercy of slow-moving warranty administrators. For many, the hassle and extra costs outweigh the original savings. The real price of a cheap TV isn't just the sticker. It's the frustration, wasted time, and the sinking feeling when support leaves you on hold again. FBI cyber agents don't usually make headlines for warning about TVs. But in December 2024, the Bureau went public with a message that sounded more like science fiction than a holiday shopping tip. Your living room TV could be spying on you. The warning wasn't about some rare, high-end hacker trick. It was about the everyday smart TVs sold in stores like Walmart, especially those running budget Android systems. The FBI's cyber division explained how hackers could take control of these TVs from anywhere in the world. With the right exploit, they could flip through channels, blast the volume, or, if the TV had a built-in camera or microphone, listen in on private conversations. A Milwaukee couple learned this the hard way. They woke up one morning to find their thermostat cranked to 90 degrees and an unfamiliar voice speaking through their TV speakers. The intruder had slipped in through the TV's software, then used it as a bridge to the rest of their smart home. It wasn't an isolated story. Cybersecurity researchers have demonstrated, again and again, that millions of smart TVs can be hijacked with off-the-shelf hacking tools. The biggest risk? Cheap Android-based models, like the ones stacked high at Walmart, are especially vulnerable. The FBI's alert called out one threat by name: the Badbox malware network. Badbox and its newer cousin Badbox 2.0 are designed to infect Android TVs right at the factory. They hide inside the operating system disguised as trusted apps. Once active, they turn your TV into a remote-controlled botnet, generating fake ad clicks, spying on your network, or even launching attacks on other devices in your home. The worst part? Badbox can survive factory resets, making it almost impossible for average users to remove. Officially, the FBI's advice is blunt. Treat any smart TV like a potential listening device, especially if it's a budget model running uncertified Android. For shoppers, the stakes have changed. It's not just about a blurry picture or a dead HDMI port anymore. The biggest threat might be hiding in the code, quietly watching from the corner of your living room. Turn on a cheap smart TV from Walmart, and you might think you're just moments away from streaming your favorite show. Instead, a pop-up fills the screen. Activate now or lose access. The message looks official, sometimes flashing the Walmart logo, and always urgent. It tells you to call a number or visit a website to finish setup. But there's a catch. Before you can watch anything, you're asked to pay. Not with a credit card, but with a Walmart gift card. The instructions are simple. Buy a $100 or $200 card, scratch off the code, and read it out over the phone. The person on the other end promises to unlock your TV or fix a security problem. This isn't a rare glitch. The Better Business Bureau has logged dozens of complaints from buyers who fell for these pop-ups. One victim in Texas described buying an ON TV, setting it up, and being told by a pop-up that activation required a $150 Walmart gift card. The so-called support agent kept asking for more cards, each time inventing a new fee, until the buyer finally realized it was a scam. By then, the money was gone. The scammer had already drained the gift cards, leaving the TV stuck on the fake activation screen and the owner out hundreds of dollars. The mechanics are always the same. The pop-up appears, sometimes right out of the box. It claims you need to act fast or risk losing access. The number connects you to a call center that sounds legitimate, but it's all a front. Once they have the gift card code, they disappear. Sometimes the scammer even asks for remote access to your TV, promising to fix the problem while actually installing malware or stealing account details. Nationally, the FTC tracked more than $230 million in gift card scam losses in 2023 alone, with Walmart cards among the top targets. Security experts warn that these scams hit budget Android TVs hardest, especially models that skip regular software updates. The lack of protection makes it easy for criminals to push pop-ups through built-in browsers or side-loaded apps. For buyers, the financial risk is real. A TV that was supposed to save you money can end up costing hundreds more, all because of a single deceptive message. Most shoppers never think twice about what's running under the hood of their new smart TV. But in the world of cheap Walmart sets, the operating system is often the biggest liability. Security researchers have spent years digging into the software behind these budget TVs, and what they've found isn't pretty. Many of the lowest-priced models, especially those running off-brand Android, skip Google's Play Protect certification entirely. That means no official security checks, no guarantee of malware screening, and no promise of regular updates. It's like driving a car with no seat belts and hoping for the best. One security analyst, after tearing down a stack of Walmart Android TVs, discovered that Play Protect was disabled out of the box. Not missing, deliberately turned off. Without Play Protect, there's nothing to stop malicious apps from installing themselves quietly in the background. Even worse, these TVs rarely get system updates. Once the initial batch leaves the factory, update support is almost an afterthought. Some ON models haven't seen a single security patch since the day they shipped. That's a huge window for hackers, who count on outdated software to slip their malware through the cracks. The Federal Trade Commission has already taken action against TV makers who collect user data without consent. But the bigger problem is what happens when a TV is left wide open by design. Researchers have demonstrated that on many Walmart-sold models, a single malicious app, downloaded from an unofficial store or pushed through a pop-up, can take over the entire system. With no Play Protect and no updates, the TV can be turned into a listening device, a botnet node, or a launchpad for attacks on everything else in your home. The root of the problem is systemic. Budget TVs are built to price, not to standard. When the software is uncertified and the update pipeline is broken, every device becomes a permanent security risk. For anyone thinking about plugging in a new TV from the discount aisle, the real danger isn't just what's on the screen, it's what's running behind it. Ready for a safer upgrade? Here's the playbook tech reviewers swear by. No jargon, just steps that work. First, check for the Google Play Protect badge on any Android TV you consider. That's your firewall against pre-installed malware and shady pop-ups. Models from Sony, TCL, and Hisense usually make the cut. If you're shopping at Costco or Sam's Club, look for the Google certified logo on the box or listed in the specs. Skip anything running a no-name Android system or missing clear certification. Next, dig into update support. Major brands, think Samsung, TCL, Hisense, promise at least 2 to 3 years of security patches. That's how you dodge botnets like VO1D and Badbox, which feast on outdated software. If the TV's update page hasn't seen action in months, walk away. Don't trust the out-of-the-box settings either. The first thing tech reviewers do is turn off automatic content recognition. That's the feature Vizio got busted for, quietly logging everything you watch. On most TVs, you'll find it in privacy or system settings. Just flip it off. While you're there, set a strong password for any smart features and review what data you're sharing. Manufacturers love to bury ad tracking deep in the menus. If you want true peace of mind, use an external streaming device, Roku, Fire Stick, Apple TV. These get faster updates and are less likely to turn into a hacker's playground. Plug one into any TV, disable the built-in smart features, and you've just sidestepped 90% of the risk. Finally, shop at retailers with real return power. Costco and Sam's Club offer 90-day returns and longer warranties. Best Buy's Geek Squad can be a lifesaver if something goes wrong. Walmart? Read the fine print. Returns can be a headache, and support for ON is bare bones. Bottom line, don't settle for the cheapest screen in the aisle. A little research and a few minutes in the settings can keep your living room safe, your data private, and your wallet closed to scammers. In 2023, the FBI renewed its warning about smart TVs as potential surveillance risks, citing ongoing malware campaigns like Badbox 2.0 that have infected over 1 million Android-based devices, including models sold at Walmart. Consumer Reports and Better Business Bureau filings documented a steady pattern of early hardware failures, scam pop-ups, and data privacy lapses tied to uncertified operating systems. Despite Google's efforts to remove compromised apps and the FTC's 2023 action against Vizio for unauthorized data tracking, many budget smart TVs remain unpatched and exposed. Key supply chain documents confirm that Walmart's ON brand relies on minimal quality control and limited post-sale support. Yet the full scope of data collected and shared by these TVs, especially from uncertified models, remains unclear due to proprietary software and closed investigations. The evidence shows that a low sticker price often means higher risks to your security and privacy. As new threats keep emerging, one fact stands: a cheap TV should never cost you control over your own home.